Hello. Hi guys. Just gonna set you guys up. Hey Tony. Hi Valerie. Hi Kathleen. Happy Monday guys. Beginning of the week. Here we are. So, 5-minute morning stretch. We're gonna get started pretty quick. Hi Shannon. Hi Stephen. Okay, so good morning. First person to write to me what part of the body we want to focus on, and then we're gonna wing it. Where are we feeling some tension? Shoulders, neck, chest, back, hips. Give me something. Write to me something. Ankles. Hey Shannon, awesome. We have a friend joining in. Sweet. More the merrier. Val says back. We're doing it. Cool. I'm with you. Here we go. Oops, Facebook, you're cutting my head off. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's do this. A nice rainy Monday. Okay, deep breath in, arms come all the way up. We're gonna do our wrist rolls. Facebook, I'm sorry. I got you way too close. There we go. And there we go. Okay, arms up. Wrist rolls, deep breath in, deep breath out. How are we feeling on this little rainy gray day? I was thinking to myself that so I'm in self-isolation because I was in Barbados, and let's bring the arms down, come all the way down. And this is like day 9 for me, and it feels like day 75. So how are you guys feeling about like where we are? It's not even April yet. It feels to me like this has been quite a long week, past couple weeks. So I'm wondering if I'm the same, if you guys are the same, feeling this way. But starting to feel a little bit more normal, eh? Which is weird. Okay, we're just loosening up this lower half. Let's get into the hips a little bit before we dive right into the back. So let's just do some circles. My feet are wider than hips. Tony says it's easier to work from home in this weather. Yeah, just make sure you're working. It's also easier to be on the couch eating bonbons in this weather too, isn't it? That's why the morning stretch is so important. It just, like if we start out doing the right stuff for ourselves, we just become more productive. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, that feels good. Shoulders, just whatever you feel like. So with the back, we've got the spine, right? Cervical spine right down to the lumbar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some mobility in our thoracic spine, which is the upper back between the shoulder blades. It's the longest part of the back. So we're gonna do one hand behind the neck, and we're gonna go elbow to wrist, breathing in, deep breath out. We're gonna open up. You're gonna feel restriction here, that's okay. Breathe in, come down, deep breath out, and up. In here, abs are nice and tight, although it's not an ab exercise per se, we're really just trying to get some extension through the thoracic spine. Breathing in here, deep breath out, one more. Deep breath out here, open up. Good, other side. So I'm grounding my wrist, I'm spreading my fingers. Okay, hand is behind the head. Deep breath in, breathe out, and open up. In here, and out. Breathe in. So important to pair the breath. That's one thing that yoga has done a really great job at teaching, is just pairing breath with movement. I find in strength training, a lot of people hold their breath a lot, so I'm always trying to remap how people breathe during exercise. So always make sure of that. Okay, let's come back. here. So we're on our toes if possible. Okay, we're gonna balance. If you can't balance, just hold down. We're gonna hug a tree. Okay, so we're really putting some pressure through our hands here. We're reaching. I want a lot of tension through here. Really reach as if you're holding onto a pole. Reach, 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 side to side here. We're stretching out the shoulder blades. Breathing. Good, sit nice and tall. Don't get lazy into the ground. Don't let gravity pull you. Okay, 2 more. Good. Okay, downward dog. Okay, so I've got my head between my hands. Okay, I'm spreading my fingers. I'm flattening. There's no air in my palm. Okay, I'm on my feet here. Let's move so you can see me. Okay, we're gonna pedal out the feet. In the meantime, my forehead is drawn towards the ground. And I'm setting the pressure into my shoulder blades. Okay? Good. Now what I want you to do is I want you to bring your forehead to the ground even more. More, more. Bend the knees, more, more. Really stretch this out. The elbows are straight. Really feel the forehead being drawn to the ground as much as you can. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, release. Good. Drop the knees down. Let's do some cat and cow. All right. Whew. Get the blood to my head. Here we go. Breathing in, arching the back. Chin comes up. Nice deep breath. Good, tuck the pelvis under 1 vertebrae at a time. My mid-back is pushing up towards the ceiling. My head drops. Drawing down, breathing in, open up. Deep breath out, tuck 1 vertebrae at a time, pushing that mid-back all the way up towards the ceiling. Good, down and open up. Deep breath out. Good, 2 more, breathe in. Good, deep breath out, tuck. Good, last one, breathe in. Abs tight, deep breath out. Good. Come into our little squat. Slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Really take your time. Okay. I'm going to take this off. Find a place on the wall. Okay, we're going to do what's called angels or wall slides. So we're going to be here. So I've got my hip and my shoulder blades against the wall. I still have some room in my mid-back, my low back, okay? My elbows are against the wall. My wrists are against the wall. Even this might be challenging, okay? My head, the back of my head is neutral. From here, I'm going to breathe in, come all the way up as far as I can without my wrists or my elbows leaving the wall. Then I'm going to draw the arms down. Breathe in, deep breath out. I know people who've exercised and they're really quite awesome at training and functional training who need this. This is hard for a lot of people. One thing I should tell you, my heels are away from the wall, okay? My heels are not against the wall. My heels are about 1.5 feet away from the wall. Let's keep going with this. I know it's challenging. It's really getting into the shoulder and the back. Let's do a few more. Good. This is 2. Last one. Good. Now if you really want to challenge, I wish I could show you this on the side. Okay? Can I? When we're talking about back flexibility, we want to be able to roll the back 1 vertebrae at a time, okay, off the wall. So if I'm here, try it, it's fun. Spread your toes, push your feet into the ground. This time I'm really lining myself up against the wall. I'm going to tuck my chin into my chest, and I'm going to roll my spine off the wall 1 vertebrae at a time, grounding my feet, coming all the way down as far as I can without falling, and then grinding, pushing through my heels slowly, going 1 vertebrae at a time on that wall. Okay? Ideally, the heels are right against the wall, but bring the heels out as much as you have to. And we're trying that vertebrae, we're trying to create some space in there, and we're trying to mobilize the vertebrae. Instead of it being like 4 vertebrae going down at once in sections, right? We really want that roll. So we're really getting some flexibility in through the vertebrae, coming down, rounding the feet, slowly rolling up. Good, that's a challenge for you to try to do, okay? Wrist rolls again, getting into the ankle. We're almost there. So far so good. Hi Isabel, hi Catherine. I see you guys, I'm proud of you. I'm proud, like consistency is so important during this time. And if you're doing this every day, I just like, kudos to you. This is, you wanna talk about a high performance life? That's what that is. Consistency is key. So keep it up. Steven, I'm even more proud of you. I know you're a self-proclaimed meathead, so my heart beams for you for doing this morning stretch. Hi Diane, thanks for joining. Okay guys, that's it for the morning stretch. And I had something for you today. No, not my coffee, but hi Lynn. Hey Alan. Okay, my morning prompt for you today is all about coping mechanisms. So we talked about how it's a little bit gray outside today, and we're now, I think, you know, with the COVID stuff, I think everyone kind of panicked at the beginning, didn't want to lose their results in their business, didn't want to lose results in their career, didn't want to lose results in terms of their kids' education, you know, and in terms of health and fitness. So I think everyone kind of was out there on social media trying to piece things together and was showing up for things. Now, and I usually have a pretty good pulse on culture, I feel like this is where people are gonna drop off at this point. I think the stress of everything is gonna get to people this week, but you don't have to be one of those people. I don't want you to be one of those people, but I wanna kind of put a bug in your ear around the fact that that's typically how things go, is that we hit this high whenever we're in crisis, right? Crisis and trauma, it's always the same kind of cycle. You know, if you've ever experienced the death of a loved one or any other crisis, we all have had some other crisis in the past, right? We kind of get this like uber alertness, right? Like what's going on? What do I need to do? We get this like tactical kind of genius that comes into our brain. And then we ride that wave, and then things get kind of secure or the novelty wears off, and then we start to feel it. So that analytical lizard part of our brain kind of goes from high wire survival, then we survive it, and then we start to feel things. So we feel this apathy, we feel this monotony, we feel, you know, all of the things that we've been fighting. We've been fighting the chips at night. We've been fighting to just not laze around on the couch. We've been fighting to get that shower in at the beginning of the day. We've been fighting to keep things together in our teams at work. We've been fighting technology. We've been fighting for things to stay a certain way, to stay at our standard, right? And when we feel like we could chill a little bit, the problem is that we kind of revert backwards. So we kind of do the opposite. We sort of say like, fuck it. and then we kind of have this opportunity, okay, I'm gonna call it an opportunity or a gap, where we second guess everything and we just kind of throw our hands up in the air and say, screw it. So it's part of the cycle, guys. This is nothing new. This is a psychological cycle. Understand that this is happening not just to you, but this is happening. And the best way to overcome it is to intellectualize it. Okay, I know this is what's going on this week. So you can't feed into the feelings. The feelings are the feelings. They're the feelings that you didn't feel last week or the week before, that you didn't let yourself feel, or you didn't have time to feel. So the feelings are gonna all come up this week, okay? There's a bit more of a relaxation, a bit more of acceptance of what's going on. And so let the feeling come up, but do not change your schedule. Do not change what you're doing. You're doing all the right things. So don't change anything. If anything, I'd like you to do a little bit, not do a little bit more, but optimize a little bit more. So if you're doing the morning stretch in the morning and you also got kids over here, you've got a podcast playing, you've got your email, work email open, let's optimize by shutting one of those things down, right? Zoom in a little bit more, be more present. If you're with your teams during the day and you're feeling like, I don't really want to do this, like, kind of engage in the process a little bit more. Ask more questions. Reach out. If you're feeling apathetic, just go through the motions in terms of having the shower, get ready for the day, put on clothing that you would normally put on going to work, or at least something that is going to inspire you and not going to be pajamas. And, just recognize these feelings are going to come up. They don't necessarily mean anything, okay? That's the key. Sometimes we put so much emphasis on feelings and we think that we just run our life based on feelings. So my thesis is that this week there's going to be more trouble done from a health and fitness perspective and an apathetic feelings perspective. You don't have to be one of those people. So coping mechanisms. How are you coping with the feelings that are going to come up this week? There are many different ways to cope with things. There's obviously that black and white version of good ways of dealing with it, bad ways of dealing with it, positive, negative. My question to you is, are those coping mechanisms going to move you forward in your life? Right now, we can move forward in our lives right now. This is an opportunity. I know there's lots of challenges. It may not feel like an opportunity. At some point, it will feel like an opportunity. Once there's a bit of stabilization, and you may not be there right now, and it's okay. But if you've hit a stabilization point, there's opportunities here. So how are you using those opportunities in order to optimize our current situation, or at least preserve everything we've built up until this point? And anything that moves you ahead or progresses you in that process, that's what we're going to choose this week. And the feelings, it's okay. It's okay. We're not going to push them down. We're going to feel them, but we're also not going to let them dictate our day. The feelings are the inner child, the inner child wanting attention, the inner child, wanting to say its piece, wanting to take over the day. And the inner child doesn't get to do that, because we already know what we want, and we already know what we're focused on, and we're going to move forward. We're not going to move backward. Yes. Val says, be comfortable in the uncomfortable. 100%. Discomfort is the way of life. And we get into trouble when we seek comfort for too long. Comfortable is the peak, If you think of everything like a mountain, which I do, we hit the peak of the mountain, we embrace the view, and then we head down. But the problem is when we stay at the view too long, we want everything to be the view, and we forget that we still had to climb to get there, and then we must descend. And so when things feel comfortable, you have those beautiful, blissful moments of like, oh, this feels so good. Embrace it, love it, engage with it, be in the present moment, but then it's over. And we must move through discomfort again to get to that comfortable place, and then move through discomfort again to get to that comfortable place. It is a journey. It never ends. It will never end. And if we do end it, that's when life ends, is when we are no longer willing to move through the discomfort. It's not living. It feels like shit. So that's my little message to you today. Your morning prompt is about coping mechanisms. What are the coping mechanisms you're having? It would be really wonderful for you to lay those out. What are your go-tos this week in order to manage with the feelings that are going to come up inevitably? Stick to your routines, guys. We're all in this together. We're choosing this as being an opportunity. I love seeing you guys every morning at 8 a.m. If you have cable television, I'll be on CTV this morning actually at 9:15. So if you want to tune in. We're doing calming exercises. We're going to talk about the morning stretch, which is really cool. So yeah. Anyway, I'm wishing you well. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Lots of love, lots of strategy, and lots of positive thoughts coming your way. Talk to you soon. Bye.